How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Steve from the 8BG, and you are listening to the 8BGCAST. I'm here today, as always, with the bestest co-host,
What's up,
Thorough.
guys? Yeah.
Can get can get a better co-host than Thorough.
I'm the only co-host you could get.
Yeah. Which is true. Both could be true.
Yeah,
Nah,
right.
but if you guys like this episode and others on our channel, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Helps out tremendously. And let's get this party started. So games we've been playing.
Oh, who's going first? You?
First?
Me?
I mean, I can go.
Go ahead.
I spoke about last week a little bit. I played Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
Still playing that. That's incredible. Another game I forgot to mention. What? Right, 2 games, right? Another thing I forgot to mention was Switch Sports.
Oh, yeah. Do talk.
Yes, it's
I
actually.
heard it's very mixed. I heard some people are like they couldn't. It's like Wii Sports, but didn't really advance itself to be like a sequel. It's that's what I heard. What are your ideas?
I agree with that in some
Is it
sentiments.
still that same magic that it was playing Wii Sports?
It has that same magic, but I think the inclusion of online play, because unlike Wii Sports, where it was just mostly local play with whoever's around you, with Switch Sports, you can play online with other people. And what's great is that most of the games are like these kind of like bite-size time with a bite-size time limit with most of the games, except for maybe bowling. Bowling is a little bit more time consuming, but yeah, it's like we resort sports, but with online play, which is really good. So one thing I loved about Switch Sports is that you can the more you play, the more suits and costumes you can get as you play, because they have like this tier system where each week they have a different outfit that's available that you can earn just by playing and getting points. So every time you play a game, if you win, you get more points. Even if you lose, you get a couple of points and you can just keep on going. So it gives you a great incentive to keep playing, which I thought was, pretty, it's a small detail, but it's really cool. I think it's fun. I think most of the games I play, honestly, is bowling, which is like a classic,
Is it not that I'm gonna whip out my Wii to play bowling, but is it different in any way? Does the physics feel better? Or is it like it's just such a quality game from before they didn't need to do much to it, I guess.
I feel it's
like in the old one, it was so easy to kind of like, it wasn't easy, but you could kind of figure out how to get strikes kind of in a very similar way each time once you kind of played it enough.
Yeah, it's pretty much almost the same thing
like
in terms
that?
of that.
Okay.
Like if you can figure out
broke,
like a certain angle, like I figured out like if you kind of like extend your arm a little further as you throw it, you can kind of get that sweet spot, like get the most out of your spin or throw, and kind of get strike consistently. So that has that going for it. But what else? It's pretty much. I feel like the physics feels a lot better. Feels a lot more. I mean, it was good in Wii, but I think it's a lot better now. Maybe the animations help a lot more with the animations. What was I gonna say? I totally blanked out. Yeah, that's not good. Sorry, I blanked out what I was gonna say. But yeah, bowling is good. What's good about the bowling online though is that you can actually, as you get advanced, it becomes a little bit harder. So they start adding obstacles and everything toward on the lane. So like if you're trying to just throw a ball, there's like
so it's not real bowling anymore. It's like
that's the
weird bowling, like mini golf.
That's so now you have to kind of like use the physics and kind of like angle your ball a certain way, which is good for people who want to challenge, but you can always turn it off, which is also a good option as well, because you have a ranking system. So if you don't want to deal with that, you can just stay at where you're at and keep bowling. Another game that I played I think is really popular too is the soccer game. It is so good. They give you, if you buy like the $50 version, you can get like the leg attachment. Yeah, to attach your foot. I haven't tried it yet, but I've been doing it with my hand, and I think it's awesome. Like you can control your the Joy-Cons. You can control your player and then use the motion control to do a kick.
Now you need two. Do you need two Joy-Cons to play soccer?
Yes. So some sports require you to have one, and others require you to have two. Soccer is one of them that requires you to have two.
Okay.
Yeah. And
cool.
Yeah. It is good. There's other ones too, like the sword fighting and volleyball, and couple other ones that I don't play as much. I feel like they're kind of blanking on them. I just feel like the main ones I would normally play is just and there's one that is one too.
Is there golf?
Not yet. I think that's gonna be a down. That's gonna
Oh,
be
it's added. It's coming.
added
Okay.
in. So that's the thing about Wii Sports. Wii Sports Resort. It doesn't really revolutionize anything, but it does make it more convenient. And
You mean Switch Sports, not Wii Sports Resort? You said. You said Wii Sports Resort.
You mean Switch? It's Switch Sports Resorts. It's more about convenience than like more.
No, it's just Switch Sports.
Switch Sports? Like you say, Switch Sports Resorts? Yeah.
You said Switch Sports Resort.
That's
coming out next year.
Yeah. You heard it here first, guys.
Right.
But with Switch Sports, what's great about it is more about convenience. Playing with people online is so fun. I think that's what really it's all about. And also, designing your character and adds a little element of light fun. So yeah, Switch
People
Sports
been hammering it though. I don't think I would have to see.
Honestly, for me, I think it's about your expectations. I didn't have high expectations for it.
Right,
me, it's a fun little game to play, like during the workday, because like soccer, for example, it's like a 2-minute game. If someone scores like 1 or 2 points, you're pretty much the winner. You know what I mean? Right. So I think you have to lower your expectations, but instead of expecting like this huge game, it's a little game you can play at a party or with friends. So
there's no baseball or boxing, man.
No baseball, no boxing. They have volleyball.
Not that those were strong points of the other one, but I was just curious.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't mind if they added them. I feel like it does feel sparse in terms of the games they could have added, because from all this time you feel like they could have added a little bit more games. But again, I think they're gonna add that with DLC. They have volleyball, which we didn't have before, which is more of a timing game than just like hitting the ball when it comes. You just have to wait for the timing and get prompts, and then you have to make sure you just time it right. And you can do really well if you have good timing between you and your partner.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's pretty simple. I had fun with it. It's a little game. So what else I've been playing? I think that's pretty much about it. Besides Turtles and Switch Sports.
All right. So I've been playing 2 games since last time we talked. One is Nintendo had a sale, and I bought Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay, finally.
And so, finally 4
I've been
years.
telling this guy for a long time. Super Mario Odyssey is
for whatever reason spending $60 on it. I don't know why. I just did not want to. Because
I could like borrow. I think every time we saw each other, we forgot.
Yeah. The thing about borrow is like,
NBA V3. Never mind.
Yeah. I don't want to borrow stuff that much because it feels like a game I should own. That's why. So I was like, I don't want to borrow it and have it. Like, I enjoy it and maybe want to play it one day, and I gotta give it back to you. Mm-hmm. So it was on sale for like $41 or something. So I was like, they have everything summer sale time. So I bought a bunch of games actually. Nice. I bought all the Final Fantasy pixel remasters. I bought so I bought that. I think I bought a few other things, but a couple RPGs here and there. Now, all right, Super Mario Odyssey. So I can say I didn't play a lot, but I did play a bit. Like let's say, okay, I sat and played it twice. So
Mario Odyssey?
Yeah. So I would say.
Well, you beat it twice?
No, I played it. I sat down and played it 2 times. Yeah, that's for maybe like 2 or 3 hours total, maybe 3 or 4 hours. So I got a good taste of what I got past the first 2 or 3 kingdoms or whatever you go to. Mm-hmm. So I feel like not that I can rate the game because I didn't finish it yet, but I feel like I know where I'm gonna put it because we talked about the greatest Mario games for a little bit. This is not it. Sorry, it's not.
Podcast over, guys. Sorry.
It's where it is. It's probably number 2 or 3.
Really,
it's not number 1.
But you haven't beat it yet, so I would say
I'm pretty sure it's not going to change my mind.
Keep on.
It's I'm gonna beat it. It's fun. It still does the same thing that every time I play a 3D Mario game does. It just gets its hooks in you, and you just want to keep playing. It was the same way with Galaxy. It was the same way with Mario 64. Somewhat Sunshine. That's probably my least favorite one, but it's good. It's just great. I think all the stuff they do, like Mario's animations and all this, he's like, I don't know, it's the best it's graphically, it's like it's even for just being a Switch thing, it's like the worlds and stuff, they look really good.
Vibrant.
Mario control. I feel Mario. I'm using a pro controller.
Mm-hmm.
I use a pro controller and I feel a little, I don't know if maybe it's my TV or something, but there's a little, either Mario's a little slippery. There's something about his controls to me don't feel as tight. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a slight something with it that usually Mario's like the tightest controlling thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt a little bit of like, not that it didn't cause me to miss any jumps or anything.
Do you feel like, let me see, the controls were,
the controls are a little weird.
You feel like it's a little more forgiving? Like, you know how sometimes they can create like I don't know how to describe this, but they can make it a little bit more forgiving for certain grabs and jumps and,
No, I don't know if I felt that, but I just felt more like there was just certain times where I'd be trying to do something and I couldn't, like, just because it was like swimming is weird in that game. I always felt like you have to go under and then to swim, like you have to keep moving to stay up top, which makes sense. And if you stop, you sink. But it's not like then, so not that I never drowned because of it, but when I got in the water, I was like, it wasn't as intuitive as like normally 3D swimming is. So that kind of threw me off. The moons thing is kind of hit or miss, I would say. Where if it feels like the stars of the old system were much more focused. Not that there's a moon that is a focus. Usually, like get there, and then beat this thing, and you'll get the moon, and they do the moon dance or whatever with the hat. And then there's other moons that you can just find by just doing things that are like it kind of rewards you just for looking around, and you find something, and then you get a moon, and you need these moons obviously to advance in the game. So sometimes I just feel like I'll do something and get a moon, and it's like it has the same value as all the other moons, unless you get the triple moon thing, whatever. Yeah. But it's like, so sometimes I feel like I get it's a way to kind of keep giving you a little bit at a time.
Well, you know what I liked about the moon system is that it kept you engaged in that level because
it makes you go around and look for stuff more.
Like once you get a moon, like, oh, I got a moon, and then it keeps you there and things like that. And
it does make the worlds a cohesive experience, which I like. Whereas in the old games, you get something, then you're warped out, then you gotta jump back in,
exactly,
and then do it again.
So that's what I love about it. Like it was streamlined,
and it's a little bit more exploration in terms of with the moons instead of in certain stars in the other games you could only do by selecting that mission, and then it makes it a path that you can follow only during that. Well, that's definitely more towards Galaxy, whereas Super Mario 64 you can kind of randomly go off and find a different star. But then
once you get a star, the level's over. You have to go back.
But once you get a star, the level's over, except for the 100 coin stars. But so that is a much better improvement. At the okay, so like I said, the controls to me feel a little off. I don't know. Maybe it's just like I said, could be lag between the TV or something. Also,
I was going to ask you real quick. After the controls, speaking of the controls, what do you think of the Cappy system?
Oh, the Cappy system's great. Mario it seems like every new game is just there's a gimmick, right? Mario has just a new thing.
Keep it fresh.
Either a water pump, or the Cappy or whatever. I don't know. So he throws the hat. I think it's cool controlling things. It definitely keeps the gameplay interesting. Becoming a dinosaur or a bullet bill or a tower of Goombas or something like that. So it's just sometimes it's like so far though it's like if there's an issue, just throw your hat at it. It just seems like that's what it seems like for everything right now. There's something there, just throw your hat at it. You'll figure it out then and there. There's a puddle of poison, just throw your hat at it.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, it's a life motto right there. Throw your hat at it.
You know what I mean by controls too. The spinning hat move, I could get it to come out a lot, but not like when I feel like I want it to every time. Like, I don't know what it is. It just feels like sometimes when I do it, I want it to come out a little sooner, and it doesn't. And I feel like it should. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. And then I don't know. Like it's spinning around. And sometimes, like, is it gonna hit what I need it to hit? I don't know. Like,
I mean, honestly, I feel like you're gonna enjoy the game more as it gets better because I feel like each level gets progressively better. and
Better. Okay.
the worlds become more diverse and
Trying to get
different.
to New Donk City, man. I want to get that. I thought that should have been
Woo!
early. I don't know.
No, bro,
Otherwise,
it's worth the wait, man. I'm
I
telling you.
know that's what I was trying to play for. I was like, oh, what's this world?
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's another thing. I don't. Maybe I'm like, I'm enjoying the worlds, but I also want to get there because that's what they advertise a lot and all the advertisements. Dude, I want to hear the song Jump Superstar. I want to do all that.
yeah.
But then I'm like, all right, this world. Oh no, now desert world. Oh god, now water world or
Mhm.
whatever. Grass world.
I'd say it's
I
worth
just want to get
it.
by it.
Maybe there's
I
like
want to
one or
get
two worlds where I'm just like, I'm not crazy about them. They're like okay, but I think for the most part, all the levels are so well designed, and as you mentioned earlier, they're ripe for exploring and jumping around and having fun, and they just keep the levels so interesting. Like I've never been in a Mario game where I'm just like, just want to stay in the world and just kind of explore and just like see every crevice of it. And what I love about it is that I don't believe levels have like a set amount of moons from what I remember because I haven't played a game in about 2 years.
yeah, I
But
think they do.
you do this because this is like a limit. I mean, but
There's a limit.
every level is different, right? Every level has a different limit. Right?
Every limit has like a certain amount of moons in it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But you don't need them to. You don't need to get every single one to progress to
Exactly.
the
But
next point.
that's what's great about it. So it's not
But
like
you do. You should look for them, I guess, as much as
of course,
possible
definitely.
because just.
I think overall the amount of moons, I think it's a crazy amount. I forgot the exact number. I don't
Like 1,000 or something. I don't know,
I think
something like
it's
that.
like I think it was like 400 or something.
Total? Oh, I don't know. I
Yeah.
heard it's a lot. I think it's
Yeah,
a lot of moons. Right?
it's a lot of moons. But when I beat the game, I was just like, wow, it's an amazing game. It's a great experience. I recommend it for everybody. So
it's. I'm gonna play it. I'll probably play more of it tonight at work.
Yeah.
But okay. Oh, here's one thing I didn't like about it. Two things I didn't like about it so far. Not that I didn't like, but it's just not as good to me like I said, Mario Galaxy to me is number one. It's just and there's two reasons other than the gameplay, which I thought the gameplay is fantastic in Mario Galaxy, of course. The music for a lot of the stages, not bad, just not as good as Galaxy. The Galaxy compositions are just epic. Like I'm gonna listen to them shit on my headphones. And the camera, I've had camera issues in this game, which they're not bad, but it just reminded me that they were there. Like I'm like trying to move the camera, or sometimes he gets stuck behind not stuck behind an object, but like it has to use that outline to see him when something's behind you. And so sometimes it made judging jumps and things a little off just because I had to get the camera behind him or something. Now, the reason I say camera is because for the most part in Galaxy, because of the way the game was designed with him jumping to planets and being in a circle, they had the camera kind of fixed, like floating around him on the planet, which worked. It really didn't make me think of camera issues in that game, where this game, I just noticed camera issues a little bit. Camera's never perfect in any game, 3D game, so it is what it is. But it's something I noticed. It's still like all the stuff I'm saying. It's still like a 9 out of 10. It's not like it's not your favorite, not your personal.
I'll preface this. I'll say,
but I'm not done with it, like you said. So it might.
You know what's interesting? You played Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 first. For me, I didn't play that. Even though I did play a little bit of Galaxy, I played more Odyssey than Galaxy.
So you never beat Galaxy?
Never beat Galaxy, no.
Oh, okay.
So maybe my opinion might be different. I played like in the very beginning of the game. So maybe if I play that, maybe we'll see.
I don't know, and I'm not sure how it is to go back from playing Odyssey than back. Not that Galaxy is like ancient, but it is older. But it still does things to me that. And I'm not a big fan of Galaxy 2, actually. Some people say that's better. It's a better one. The first one to me was I just loved it. But anyway,
I mean, listen, I saw Yoshi in Galaxy 2, and that's automatically better in my book. So
yeah, for some people it is. I don't really care for Yoshi. Like riding Yoshi never, like the first time they were like ride Yoshi was in Super Mario Sunshine, and I was like, oh, that did not enhance this game at all.
No, but it was like, so you have to think about it. You have to think about it from this perspective. Growing up, we grew up like with the 8-bit generation. So we were born in the 80s, we played through Mario for NES to Super Nintendo. Yoshi was fun in Super Nintendo, but we haven't had like a real 3D experience. And we were robbed from playing Yoshi in Mario 64. Not because they put it in, but
you act like they gave it to us and then they took it
from
away.
From the rumors, and then also too when you did see Yoshi on top of the castle. The first time I saw Yoshi, I swear I was so happy because I'm like, oh my god, we get to ride Yoshi. And when he hops away, I was so angry.
After you
And I'm
get
like,
that 100.
and I'm like, there has to be a way to find Yoshi. I mean, I'm looking all over the main area, searching for Yoshi. I'm looking up fake codes telling me that you have to do this 500 times to get Yoshi. Like, I forgot what was it. There was like a rumor or like one of those fake rumors stating that you have to do a special thing or do a certain thing, and Yoshi will come back so you can ride him. I was looking for Yoshi so much because that was nostalgic for me back then. Even though it's only a couple of years ago, that's still like some kind of nostalgia to see Yoshi in 3D. So we didn't have a chance
I
to
mean,
get
that's why I
Yoshi.
earned 120 stars just to see him. That's
Yeah,
literally the only reason I did it.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's in 3D finally. You know what I mean? And there's
You
also
get a
rumors of,
cool. I was gonna say you get a cool triple jump if you do it. That's about it.
That's just a tease though. It's just like, okay, a triple jump. I'd rather play as Yoshi or even Luigi. You know what I mean? But it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, well, Yoshi never did it for me. Even in once I that was a big appeal of Sunshine was Yoshi's in it as part
Exactly.
of that.
You finally get to ride Yoshi.
But he's garbage. Like I don't like.
I mean, the game treated him like garbage.
He jumps higher, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't really make the big use out of him, or he wasn't really like.
He needed him. You needed him for a lot of missions. Like he couldn't because his water spray and certain things he could do, Mario couldn't. But it didn't feel like cool. And then he couldn't touch water.
It didn't feel like vital to experience. Like how Super Mario World, like Yoshi's all over it, and it's like Yoshi is like kind of like central to the game in some ways.
Yeah.
Even though you can beat the game without him in some cases. But I felt like in Super Mario Odyssey was just like an Easter egg. Not Easter egg, that's kind of like too niche. But it felt like a feature, like, okay, you can ride Yoshi, and that's it. I didn't feel like it was part of like the package. So
okay. So yeah, that's Super Mario Odyssey. I will play more of it. The other game I played, this is the first time ever, not the first time ever, but this is one of the few times where I got a game pretty close to launch and I played a little bit of it, and I'm not going to go crazy talking about it too much, but DNF the Duel.
DNF the Duel. That sounds like
so. I don't know if you ever heard of this. So Arc System Works. I'm a fighting game central, guys. So DNF the Duel is a fighting game made by Arc System Works, who makes Guilty Gear and all that. They usually once in a while they get licensed or whatever contracted to make a game based on some just random franchise. They've done it with what's your favorite anime? What's that? Yeah, they did it with that. And they make really good fighting games.
Yeah.
When they do it, they just take these licenses. So they did it with Grand Blue Fantasy, which was a big game. So DNF is Dungeon Fighter Online or something like that. It's called. I don't know much about Dungeon Fighter, and I think a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people do know a lot about it, but it's a new Arc Systems Works fighting game. So it uses that cool 2D, 3D kind of graphics engine. And so it's good. It's really interesting. Every character in the game seems kind of broken in a way where everybody seems to have their thing, which makes them overpowered. Like lots of combos, lots of and part of the idea was it kind of came off as this is a very simple fighting game. You don't even have to hit down, forward, circle, whatever to do a move. You can just hit forward and circle, like almost like Smash Brothers. But if you do the input, you do get a bonus of the way the game works is it's like an RPG in terms of your characters have magic points, and every move you do, not every move, but every magic point move you do drains your MP.
Okay, that's like equivalent to like a B, like a Smash Brothers equivalent to like the B move.
Yeah. And you need these B moves to drain. So when you hit somebody, you do white damage and red damage. So think of it like Marvel vs. Capcom or something. When you get hit a lot, the red damage, the white damage can come back. Red damage is permanently gone.
Yeah.
So a lot of your light moves and whatever always deal white damage, but your MP moves always deal red damage. And if you build up a lot of white damage, one little hit from an MP move will drain all of that to red damage. So it's kind of a little interesting system that you have to kind of get used to. But simple, they say it's simple. No, the game, like all their fighting games, I started doing a couple combos. It's technical as hell. There's some characters that are really hard to use. But it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. The net code is really good. So playing online feels really good. The roster is 16 characters, which personally I like smaller rosters because when you really get into a fight, I mean, it'll grow, I'm sure, a little bit, but
Yeah.
when you get into fighting games, the worst thing is a 50-something person roster to me, because that means when you use your one or two characters, you have 50 other characters that you have to learn how to fight.
Mhm.
It's a pain in the, like, I like the original Street Fighter 4. Once it was Ultra Street Fighter with 45 characters, it was like,
But
it's
in a
like,
way,
I don't know the matchup anymore. I don't know how to beat this character. I got to learn how to, and you might never encounter that character again because it might not be a popular character.
but
And it's just like,
isn't that a way to keep the game fresh and keep you on your toes?
it does keep it.
Wait,
No, it does keep it
what
fresh, but
the heck?
I
Hold
find
on.
it frustrating. What happened?
I'm getting an upgrade thing.
That says remaining. Yeah, what'd you do? So yeah, DNF the Duel. It's another Arc System Works fighting game. Basically, it's $50, so it's not $60, which is interesting.
$70 in most games.
Yeah, or whatever. It's good. I don't know how popular it's gonna be or how long, but I think I'm gonna play it until Street Fighter 6.
And speaking of Street Fighter 6,
Speaking of
segue.
so have you seen, so I don't know, they announced Street Fighter 6 maybe like a couple of months ago. But they just really said it was this game's in production. Like nothing, no real trailer or nothing. Just it's here. Then they showed a very small teaser trailer, which didn't show gameplay, but it showed the engine the game was running on. I don't know, maybe people didn't realize it at the time, but it showed newcomer Luke and who looks like Nero from Devil May Cry or something. I don't know, a little bit. And then Ryu. And using by the engine, it looked really good, but no gameplay, no nothing. So people were kind of meh by it. And the thing about Street Fighter is Street Fighter 5, while it's in a good state now, launched very terrible.
Oh yeah,
like
notorious,
very
for,
bad
like,
launch. It was full price game, had basically no single player anything.
No story,
it was just
mode.
Online, and it just had these really
arcade
small
mode.
Yeah, no arcade, just very small vignettes of these single player. They did have a little single player story thing, but they were like 2 fights per character. That's all it was. They had online was there, and it was just bad. It was really like kind of unbelievable. But that game had a really weird development where Capcom really actually wasn't trying to put too much money into it. That's why it was co-developed with Sony. That's why it was exclusive to the PlayStation and PC, and not, that was because Sony had some development. They put some money in it. So that game was actually not very well funded. It wasn't really Capcom's priority for whatever reason, even though Street Fighter 4 was really good for them. So they took notice of it. They understood how people felt about it. They understand that the idea is to me, and also Street Fighter 5, they also seem to think, well, we're going to cater to the hardcore because online fights are the most important thing. And also stuff we put in later, it's not a big deal. But that's where most of the money comes from. And it's still, at the end of the day, they got to make money. So they said, this game, you could tell right from the first trailer. Have you watched the trailer?
I've watched the trailer and I was thoroughly impressed.
Okay. You could tell right off the bat with the first thing they show is the story, right? Or the mode, like a new mode.
So apparently this new mode is what do you call it? Open box
or something like that.
Like open, what do you call that? Like GTA type of style. Not GTA,
open
but
world?
like open. It's open world. You can go around, talk to opponents.
Box. You said open box.
I said it's sandbox, right? I'm forgetting the word. There used to be that.
I think it's called something like Hit the Streets or something mode or whatever, which is kind of cool. Street Fighter.
It's like almost like NBA 2K where you can kind of go around and then play ball people or whatever like that. So there's not much details on exactly how that mode works, or if it's a story or if it's whatever, but it does. It is kind of cool where you take your character, you can go fight people, and then I guess it turns into like Street Fighter. I don't know, like create a character. Yeah, you're on the streets and you're fighting. I mean, still better.
But it just shows like there's some effort here.
Yeah.
They want to make something that people can play that's not just online hardcore mode, whatever. So the game looks really nice graphically, unbelievably. Character, the detail, It's going back to that Street Fighter 3 kind of hip hop music too, which is cool.
And I know granted I'm not the biggest Street Fighter aficionado, but the one thing I would say, like speaking of detail of characters, I love the character designs that they've released so far.
Yes, they redesigned.
They
leaked it. Yeah, every character has been leaked at this point, supposedly. And they, so they're bringing back the 8 World Warriors, of course. Then they're always going to be there. But each of the design seems, not that I'm interested in the story, but I kind of want to know maybe if there's a reason behind certain designs, like Ken's design, where he kind of looks like he's homeless. Yeah. I don't know, or he's been going through rough times.
All the memes saying that he had a divorce, it took all the kids, Ryu,
and he looks really focused, like he looks mad or angry. And I don't know if that's.
I can say he definitely looks better than he did in Street Fighter 5. So
Street Fighter 5's Ken design is just
like he has like a botched Botox.
In the video, you need to post like a picture of his redesign.
Yeah, post it right there.
It's just terrible. But basically, Ryu's redesign, it seems to be inspired by Goken, his old master, with the one shoulder thing. Also, nice rocking a nice beard, looking like everything. Chun Li looks.
It makes sense. I mean, he walks around, and you're not gonna have access to a shaver all the time. So I think that's a good design. Chun Li to me looks appropriately Chinese. And she looks a little older, but but still graceful and almost like a certain way. Luke, his design is a lot different than his Street Fighter 5 design. Which is his hair is like a different color. But I like his whole. He is like just a general street fighter. Like that's his whole thing. He just wanted to fight more people. He doesn't care about getting stronger, or he just wants to fight. That's literally his kind of thing. His fighting style is kind of like that. Like he's just kind of like a street, almost like a street thug. He's a street fighter,
Yeah, like a real, not a martial artist. This guy is just like a street fighter. Then they showed the new character Jamie, who looks fantastic. He's like drunken style, but he also has kind of like aspirations to be like Yun and Yang. From Street Fighter 3 and 4, he kind of has like a dive kick and stuff. He's very fast, but he also is like, when the more he drinks, his like hair comes out and stuff, and he kind of looks like real drunk. So it just everything looks so nice. It looks like, I don't know if you can find it like in your own time, but if you watch the first gameplay of Street Fighter 5,
I've been watching gameplay build. The very first ball. I don't think
of five.
Okay,
it looks like, and then like comparing it to this, it's like night and day of how much effort and like love was put into it. So looking really forward to that. They showed like a Guile trailer. One of the things they noticed in the newer update of Guile is that there will be battle damage throughout the fight. So they showed like a Guile win, and he had bruises and stuff like that. Some parts of me is not, I don't know. I like the way my characters look. Sometimes I want to see them muffed up, but some people really wanted that. So you got it.
Yeah, I think there's a fine balance to that. Like you want to,
right?
It's good to
I think
have,
you should be able to turn it on and off if you want to see it or not.
I'm sure they could. I mean, you can have it on your side. I think with now the
right.
It's
at
just
these days,
So
right. So, but like you said, the new redesigns look great. Graphics look great. There was a whole thing with the gameplay trailer, and there's a lot of gameplay explanations. I'm not going to go too deep into that. It just looks like the system that they're using, which has this other, I think it's called a drive gauge or something like that. It seems very creative in terms of allowing you to fight in your own style. Use your drive, like whether you want to be a little defensive or use it for offense or counters or whatever, parrying is back. In Street Fighter 5, one of the issues that a lot of people talked about is that for the most life of the game, you kind of had to play a character a specific way. There was you couldn't be creative with the way you use the character. You just had to kind of run down these kind of similar combos, what to do in a similar situation. In this game, it seems like they answered that right off the bat with this drive gauge, and allows you to kind of play the way you want to play the character. I'm not, I didn't 100% watch all these breakdown videos about it, but that's what it seems to be. And it seems to be a lot of risk versus reward in the game. So a lot of things want you to take risk, and you'll be rewarded accordingly. Or if you mess up, you're probably gonna take big damage and things like that. Last thing I want to talk about is there's a little controversy with it in terms of the music, because for the last, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, and Street Fighter 2, not 3, because 3 had kind of its own thing, but 4 and 5 had the character themes and stuff like that, and they were the traditional. They were just remade versions of traditional. 6 is like, nope, we're not doing those themes now. This time we're gonna do new themes for the characters. So Ryu's theme, like Chun Li's theme, to me was I wasn't a fan of it that much. Luke's theme is kind of actually a riff of his Street Fighter 5 theme. Ryu's theme is completely different. It's not the usual. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. It's very representative of, to me, what they're doing. They're changing it. It's like Ryu is not that Ryu anymore. Even if he plays, this is different. We're moving past. We're moving past that.
Well, chronologically, this is technically
this is the latest game in the series. This is
in the story.
So this is the first game that moves. Yeah, this is the first game that actually moves past Street Fighter 3. So I was hoping for some characters. They announced like there was a leak that had a lot of like DJs in this game. All the characters.
DJ. Yeah, he has like, all right. So this kind of
he looks cool.
So can you see it?
Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, you found it.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Okay, all right. So let's get this make it big. Yeah,
there we go.
Great. Okay,
nice.
Let's go down the list. So we got Ryu. Redesign is great, right?
Oh, awesome! Like beard, outfit,
kind of an evolution of the traveling warrior. Then you move on to Ken, right? Who's like the complete opposite. I don't know, like, why does he looks, not that he's like home, but he looks angry.
Honestly, I don't think he looks that homeless. I think he does look angry, but I do love that he has like that bomber jacket, which is like cool, and he still has like almost like his pants and then boots.
There is leaked footage of Ken. And I think there's leaked footage of Cammy. The leaked footage of Ken shows him at the character select screen or something like that, and he does look really just either like he's been through a lot. He just doesn't look, mostly Ken is like the excited one, the kind of like ready for a fight. He looks.
That's true. He's always smiling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's rumors or memes, but did they talk about maybe getting a divorce from his wife or his wife?
Everybody's making that rumor.
Yeah.
Like, why would he look like this? Like,
he lost everything.
He's just out. Yeah. Like something like he lost everything. Maybe some people say it's his pursuit of trying to equal up to Ryu that caused him to lose everything. So that's that. Let's move Zangief. I mean, nothing crazy about Zangief. You can't really do anything.
But it's cool that he has like a new outfit. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's more like a wrestler.
He's not in his underwear anymore. Like he's just kind of, Dalzim. This design of Dalzim is actually, to me, maybe not as good as Street Fighter 5. Dalzim kind of had a little hat thing, almost, and this kind of goes more back to. It's a little less, so maybe less is more.
Yeah, I think the beard is a good, good look for him.
He had the beard in 5, I think too, but it's not as long here. This one's long. Honda looks great, I think.
I like that outfit. It looks really
good. I really like the Honda outfit. It looks dope. He just looks.
He's doing the one sash thing like Ryu, so it must be.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a boss. The two Japanese dudes. Exactly. Blanca's Blanca. He has a bandana on his neck. He looks a little thinner. Like he doesn't look, he was always kind of beefier.
Yeah, maybe they make him to make him look more like agile now. Maybe they kind of reduced his frame.
Yeah. Guile.
I like that.
Guile
looks
looks great.
Guile
looks great.
I'll say though, he looks more like a air pilot mechanic than he does.
Yeah, it does. He has eyebrows for the first time, actually, which is something people noticed. He never had eyebrows, but now he does. So,
but Guile, you know what's interesting though? It's like I like also to what these changes. They changed the color schemes as well because Guile was mostly in green, and now he's in blue. So that's very interesting that they decided to like move away from his traditional color scheme.
Yeah. Chun Li looks great. I think her design is great.
Great outfit.
They aged her in a way, but still made her look graceful and stuff like that. The outfit's amazing. I like Chun Li, but her pom whatever design in her hair was like
it was a little outdated, right? With the spikes and everything.
Yeah,
Does she still have the spikes, or is it just like regular?
No, I don't know. She might still have the spikes. I don't know. She looks more like she does kung fu now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just now Cammy looks fire.
Yeah, she looks good. Now I know there's some controversy online. A lot of guys were like upset that she don't have like the what is it called?
The
booty hanging out from her jeans.
Yeah, which is like.
But it is an alternate costume, so it is. I think it is in the game, but it's just probably like an alternate.
They're
costume.
definitely gonna have classic costumes, so she'll be there. You know, they'll make money off that. But I think this redesign is great.
It looks good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it looks good. DJ. Now, DJ to me is a character that I'm very shocked he's in this game because he's like, in terms of popularity, he's way down the list. Like. He's like a lot of people he's like a discount guy. Like they have the same kind of moveset where it's
like charging stuff like that
and stuff. I think this design is great though.
Oh, definitely. I love the Jamaican
it's funky
flag
out there. Yeah. And it's like a, you know, he looks like a DJ, you know, like he looks like he's about music and kind of living life, where his other outfit was just a pants. He just had pants.
Yeah, that's a maximum.
Yeah, that's a maximum
pants. Yeah.
He got headphones here. I think it's good I think it's nice to bring him back just because it's almost like a fuck you to everybody. We want to put this guy in the game, you know, he might not be popular, but whatever. But then they counter that with one of the most popular characters in Street Fighter V, which is Rashid right here. Rashid's original design was all right. This design I think is much better. I can't really tell what's going on with a lot of it, but it does look like it represents his origins in terms of like he has the thing over his head. You know, characters from the Middle East and stuff like that. Yeah. Like and it looks a little less like high, like his first outfit was super high tech. He had this like Dragon Ball Z scouter on his eye and stuff like that. I don't know if I see that here. But he was a very popular character, so there's obviously he was going to return. Once again, Jury,
popular character, Jury is like
Jury.
She has fans out there.
Flew into popularity since Super Street Fighter 4. She's the kind of evil girl. She's Korean. Her design is more like a Street Fighter 4 design here than a Street Fighter 5 design. Her Street Fighter 5 design had to be changed, I heard, because it was a little too much sex appeal. Like she used to have like her Street Fighter 5 design almost looks like she's going scuba diving. Like she has this really tight suit. But the part that was dark on her suit used to be the skin, I guess. But then they said that's like a little too racy. So they made it, and it looks really off.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like that's part of the costume, or is that a tattoo? Like I can't really tell.
Yeah, so this new design, it looks great. It looks like a kind of just a more updated design of her Street Fighter 4 design. She's a super popular character, so of course she's looking at the ways she is the only Street Fighter 4 character in this game. Yeah.
That says a lot.
Because there's not a lot of Street Fighter 4 characters that kind of made it past Street Fighter 4.
Like Abel and everything. I feel like they're all kind of like easily like the I feel like they're okay, but I feel like
Viper. I thought Viper might have been a choice that could have made it, and she might be because she's still real popular. She just wasn't in Street Fighter 5, but that is what it is. All right, let's move on. Ed to me. I'm not a big fan of this design. It's like supermodel.
It's like a pop single. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out who, like maybe like a Ed's Justin original like design, Bieber type of thing vibe or something. Yeah,
like Ed's original design was kind of like this bison soldier looking kind of outfit, military, and so he had some other like to me with the hip hop theme. Ed had this kind of simplified hoodie design in the other game where he just had a hoodie and pants, which kind of would fit more. Maybe it's a little too much like Luke, I guess, but. I'm not a fan. Ed's popularity too. I think story-wise, he's kind of an important character in terms of, he's kind of like the second Bison or something energy-wise or something like that. And he has powers, psycho powers that kind of continues that. And he's kind of like Balrog's protege. So there's something with that. But I'm kind of shocked he's shocked he's in this game a little bit. Not that he wasn't popular. I don't know.
He's not like a lot of hoo-ha about him. Like I guess
he's not like Rashid. You know what I mean? Like Rashid
Yeah.
was super popular. You of course you gotta have Akuma.
I love this design. This
design is great.
Ferocious, man. I love it.
It's like this is what a Street Fighter V design should have been. Because the Street Fighter V design, he looks like a lion. Like, he just has so much facial hair. And it's just like this looks like beast. Like this is a great design.
I love this. It's very intimidating.
Right. Luke. Luke.
I'm not gonna lie. He looks like a citizen from Hyrule.
Who, Luke?
Yeah, in this picture right here.
A citizen from Hyrule. He just looks like.
It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like he looks like somebody.
It looks like he just woke up and threw on whatever he could find. Because it's like there's one thing. It's like he's wearing a hoodie and this, but he's also doesn't have shoes, which is kind of weird to me.
Yeah,
I'm like
that's definitely not street life,
right? There's a confusion. Like, why doesn't he wear shoes? Yeah. So these are all the known old characters that we just went through that are from Street Fighter. Every character past this point is new to Street Fighter world. Marissa, which is a very Marisa. I don't know how to, because it sounds like a girl's name, but this is a dude. I hope this is a dude.
No, I think it's a girl, isn't it?
You think that's a girl?
I thought that was a girl.
I mean, I know the name is like a girl.
I think it's not. Actually, I think it's a girl. I actually
it might be, but she's a very brolic girl. The design is. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this design. I have to see the character, I guess, in action. I'm not. So I don't look at this character and be like, oh my God, I want to play this character. Right.
Yeah.
But that's because I haven't seen it. Emotion.
It's definitely a girl.
Okay. All right. So this is a really brolic girl.
I guess somebody's watching in Encanto.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. No, I mean, we need more jacked girls.
I mean, look at Overwatch, right? Look at
right. We need more Zaryas.
And also too, like what is it? Resident Evil? Their Capcom, that big the tall lady. I forgot her name. That's really popular from.
But she's not jacked. She's just big.
She's big, but maybe big girls
just
are in
tall.
now.
She's just 8 feet tall. We don't. Yeah,
but she's pretty tall too. I'm pretty sure she'll be pretty tall as well in the game.
Yeah, she's what, Italian? I think
think so.
Yeah. So okay. I mean, I'm still interested in all the characters. Jamie, we saw a gameplay trailer. Like now, if I just saw this picture of this character, I don't know if I would think much, but the gameplay, the drunken fighting, this character is awesome. The fact that his hair comes loose once he drinks,
that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty dope. This character is going to be very popular, I think.
I love when their character, like their signature, like their looks, kind of plays into like.
Something happens with you're right about that.
Very
I like that too.
I love that.
Mimi looks like a female fighter. She has a gi on of some sort and just looks new. I don't know. It looks cool. I might pick her up just because
they haven't shown any footage of her yet, right?
They haven't shown any. Basically, the only footage we've seen are 5 fighters. Really, there's Ryu, Guile, Chun Li, Luke, and Jamie, and then there was some extra footage of Cammy and Ken that people found. Otherwise, everybody else, they haven't seen. So Mimi looks really interesting. Now we go down to Lily. Can you scroll down a little bit on the there we go. Okay, yeah. So we got Lily. I think from what I remember, Lily is maybe the continuation of like the T-Hawk character line in terms of she's like a Native American.
She has 2 boomerangs, I believe.
Yeah, so she looks like she's gonna be like maybe fast, quirky, kind of maybe a Buki style character. Maybe it's something like that. So that's pretty cool. I think the design's actually pretty. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the hair, but other than that, I think the design is great. Now, next is JP? JP. I'm probably the most excited for this character, to be honest. For whatever reason, these characters that they've come out that had like the last character that was very mysterious that looked like this was this character named G in Street Fighter V. G is probably the best. I'm surprised he's somehow not in this game. I think story-wise, he can't be. But G, that was the one character that they announced. He's probably the best character that was ever announced from Street Fighter V. He was he had the coolest theme. He was just like kind of crazy. His moves were cool. He was really fun to play and watch. Like he really, to me, took the whole game by storm. I love seeing a G person play. He was okay in terms of skill, but he was just one of the most exciting characters to watch. His gameplay stuff was unique. This character kind of reminds me of it, where there's like this is a dude. He kind of seems a little mysterious because his name is JP. You know, it's not a full name. I don't know what it is. You know, he might be in that kind of vein. G was really weird. He called himself the president of the world, and he's fighting for all the people and things like that. But story-wise, he was actually supposed to be the villain of the game, not in Bison. But they didn't really kind of expand on that.
I see.
So, all right. So yeah, that's that. Let's move.
You know what JP reminds me of? This is gonna be a very obscure reference. He reminds me of those anime characters like Miliaro Peacecraft and Gundam Wing, as well as that guy from Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's all on you because I don't know.
The
guy from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah.
What's his name?
Pegasus, whatever.
Pegasus Maximilian or something. Maximilian Pegasus.
That okay, I can see that. I don't. But the other thing, I'm not. You know,
like just the white hair, anime, like long white hair, like it just this reminded me of that when I saw that.
So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, with the beard, the full beard. So next we have Kimberly. And Kimberly looks interesting. I don't know what the.
I feel like she's the only character because I think story wise, I don't know what year Street Fighter 6 takes place in. I feel like modern.
She looks like the only modern character.
Well, no. I think everyone else is modern. I feel like she looks like she's from the 90s. I feel like because the Walkman,
she's a cassette player,
like
a Walkman.
The Converse is still popular, but there's something interesting. Like it's like a mixture of like the past. With that Walkman, so she's
her hair is really weird. Like it has puzzle pieces almost on it. I don't know what those are. She look. I can't wait to see these characters play. They look to me. I think the designs are all good. They're not like some designs in 4 and 5 are like not good, like Falk or I can just go through a bunch of really kind of designs. These designs seem really cool. And then last but not least, we have Aki or something like that. Aki. Who AKI? I don't know, looks like a robot assassin.
Is she like a continuation of Fang from Street Fighter 5?
Maybe. That's a good point. She could be maybe some kind of thing from Fang because talk about weird character designs.
Yeah, because that's the name kind of thing is kind of similar, right? Like Fang was like short for something, right? It was like an acronym.
Yeah, so and this and Fang obviously wasn't very popular. I something about his design I actually really liked because it was so weird, and his cuckoo bird super that he did, he was just bizarre. But I know he was like, of course he's not coming back because he was just not, So maybe this is like a better rethought version of some kind of assassin character from Shadowloo, which is supposed to be extinct now, I guess, in that world. I don't know. So yeah, but like you said, these designs are all great.
I love all these designs. They're really good. Like
it makes me want to try out every character. Like sometimes you look at games and you're like, I don't just want to try out.
I mean, because most of the time, like even though like like for hardcore players, some players will make choose certain characters because they are certain play styles. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of people will start off by who looks cool or who looks more attractive to me. You know what I mean? I mean, attractive in terms of like the looks.
Who might have a fighting style I can like, and you can look at like, oh, maybe Lily or Kimberly looks fast, or Marissa looks really strong, or you already know your 8 World Warriors. You kind of know what you're gonna get with them, but DJ looks cool for once. Let me maybe give him a shot, or So
I feel like, and one thing I like about 6, just to kind of like just throw it out there, I love the new logo. I don't know why, but I'm just like, wow, that logo looks sick. Like the way they have the it's like a hexagon, and then they have 6, and then if you turn it around, it's like
they flipped it over and then made it
the Roman numeral. I thought that was
when they first showed the logo, people were kind of like, and then they flipped it or whatever. And now people are like, okay, it looks good because before actually it was kind of, I don't know, people were like kind of someone looked like found another font of some other design and said they just copied that, but no, now it looks good. So yeah, that's a Street Fighter 6. Don't have much time.
Yeah, but we can definitely continue this another time. But yeah,
I just want to talk about one thing from we did go into DS downloads. I'm gonna get some more games, but there's one series that has a whole ton of DS games, and it's kind of weird because it's just like, so you know River City Ransom, right? Like,
oh yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen how many games are on the Kunio? There's so many of them.
Yeah, I actually bought one for the 3DS.
Which one?
I forgot what it was called. Not it was the Rumble. I think Rumble Tokyo Rumble or something like that.
Okay,
I might have it wrong because one thing I forgot to mention: Walmart for a while had great deals on 3DS games because I feel like these other stores that they're affiliated with were probably trying to clear their stock. So I got like Mario Kart 7 for like almost $10. At one point there was Luigi's Mansion, the original one for the 3DS, that was going for like $15. And by the time I tried to buy it, it was sold already. It was sold out already because that game is like over $40 for some reason on the 3DS. For some reason, like it's expensive to find. Yeah, Walmart has some great, incredible deals on 3DS games. You can still look to see if you can find some.
I try to look, but yeah. So I saw these, and I love River City Ransom, right? And I like Crash and the Boys Street Challenge. Some maybe
I never played the NES games, but
well, I loved them, and they were like better. They were like some of the best beat 'em ups you could get on the system. And so one of the games, there was like a medieval one where they were like
RPG characters.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I bought it because it was like $10 or something. So I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I haven't played it yet, but it's just like some of the obscure shit you can find on the 3DS store that you just won't find anywhere. And it's sad that once this thing goes down, these games are gonna be lost to history probably.
Exactly. For the most part. I actually regret not having like a DSi game to download from the store because I totally forgot.
The DSiWare.
Yeah, because I totally forgot to do that. And it reminds me,
those are gone for good.
Yeah, and also reminds me too. Like I regret the Wii as well because that was the only place where you can download Chrono Trigger for a decent price. Because now I think Chrono Trigger's on the PC though, right?
Yeah, you can get it on a PC.
Yeah, but I forgot to get it on the Wii U. But
do you still have the Wii I sold you?
Yeah, I still have it.
Okay, yeah. My Wii U, I believe, has the Wii.
Yeah, always do.
The Wii that I uploaded my Wii information to it, so I still have. Oh. I want to check it just to make sure, because if I did, that means I still have stuff like Contra Rebirth and Castlevania Rebirth, which you cannot get anymore. Those are like Wii exclusives from the Wii shop and stuff. I bought those games, and if they're still on the Wii U, then I might still have a way to play them. That's just something to think about in the future.
Yeah, I'm definitely check it out.
But all right, brother.
Yeah. Well, you're just gonna talk more about the 3DS games that you downloaded and things like
no, because I do have to go.
Okay, no problem. So we'll say that for next time. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the 8BGCAST. Steven Store, we're out.
We're working on consistency. We're gonna be better.
Again, don't worry. This is our, this is us. You know what it is. No,
we can be better than us. We got to be better.
Yeah,
we'll do better. We have to figure out. We have to want to do this, and you can edit this out. We have to want to do this, and we have to commit some time per week, and it doesn't have to be long.